We got Arch and Puddin'. We just watched one heck of a barn burner at Pocono. But guys, Daytona. Just like the old video game. Daytona. Drafting. Big
Like I
one.
said,
Teammates. A lot of aspects to be pulled in tonight.
I'm sitting here cutting laps right now just because I love that track. You know, I'm fixing stuff, but it's a fun track, man. I want to see these guys make the high side work and make a believer out of me because that bottom is so fast because it's the shortest way around the track. So your car just feels so nice down there. Now it's for the temporary. For let's say you're coming to the end of a stage on the last lap and you want to try to get up there and gain some positions. Like if more people go to the high side than they're on the low side, they're gonna make the pass. Like we seen it done last time. I think we actually finally seen someone make the high line great again, as Puddin says.
I talked earlier, we talked about that high line. There are team orders to hook up with other people and get to that high sign. Their custom is going to be more directed towards that high side. So let's see who can do it, and let's see who makes that bottom line work. How many people are going to go with them? How many people are going to leave people hanging out to dry at the last minute coming down that last lap? We've got a long race to go here, guys. Daytona's always fun. These guys got to have a lot of patience tonight, man.
I guarantee you that rule right there of guys having orders to stick with the other guys will go out the window somewhere in this race. I mean, some of the best guys, like I seen Taddy, let's say in the Custom Cup, he kept having a huge run on the top side, but I was too scared. I was out, first or second most of the times I've seen him try to make that run. I was too scared to go up there. Because what happens is the guy on the bottom makes one little mistake. Guess who gets hurt by it? You do. You're the one that gets slammed in the wall and lose lots of time compared to the guy on the bottom.
That's another reason why I don't like being on the bottom. If you barely touch it, it'll bump you up, and like you said, it's a chain effect. It'll hurt the people behind you and the people beside you. I always leave just a little bit of room. But if you give an inch, people will take a mile. If you give an inch, they'll take that mile. So I can't always leave it closed down there. So how many people are going to respect that tonight?
I believe if anybody comes up a quarter of lane, somebody will try to take it in, unless it's, Robbie, one of them patient guys. He's not going to stick his nose in there. Now, if you move up a whole car length, and you can move up to the middle because you overran the corner, then it's fair game.
That's different, yeah. But like I said, I always leave maybe not necessarily a quarter, but I don't like to be on that yellow line. We know it is shorter, but I like the high side. Less room for air. It is longer, but more momentum to get a better run when you have a draft, in my opinion, too. So
the fastest way around this track is about a quarter lane up. You can see, like, if you had your left side tires on the red whenever you're practicing, that's just where that groove is. It's nice and pretty, but it gets tempting for the guy in second because he's pushing you, and he's thinking, he slid up, put my nose in there. But I don't. Have you ever had this kind of situations, Ork, at Daytona, or? I know I've cut tens of thousands of laps at Daytona, so I mean, I'm just wondering if you guys are plate track drivers like that,
I got into a lobby one day, probably about a month ago, and I got hooked in and got drawn in, and that's all I did. I try to be, and I'd like to be more of an overall well-rounded driver, mile and a half road courses, short tracks, and super speedways. But I mean, it was a lot of fun to drive with the same guys. Communicate back and forth, which we will see some of that tonight, especially if they're in the same chat, working with each other. But there are people out there, like you said, that's all I want to do, super speedways. Some people only want to do road courses. Some people only want to do mile and a halves. I like it. I'll do it. I have no problem with it, but I don't want to call myself a super speedway expert by any means.
How I became one is, let's say, NASCAR 14, maybe even earlier. I was a rookie to racing with a wheel online at all, and back then the servers, you could only have about 8 people, 6 people in a race, and for some reason every day there's a certain group of guys, some 6, 8 guys ran this Daytona Talladega back to back to back. And since I wasn't really good at making setups, but for plate tracks, that's how I cut my teeth, man. It was amazing too, because I actually put out there in an NASCAR Heat 4 community. I was like, anybody remember Use the Dead One from back on when EA made NASCAR and on PlayStation 2? And I mean PlayStation 3, and I actually got a lot of responses of, oh yeah, man, we remember you, you know, and a lot of them are friends with us. It's all trust here, man. You got to trust your partner, or even if it's not your teammate. And there's somebody particular that, like Kevin Macy's another one. He runs in a cup sometimes. That he's not a teammate, and I'm gonna push him. You know, Noka's not a teammate, but I'm gonna push him because I know they can hold nice, steady, perfect lines.
K-Tat already mentioned it out there. He said he's not a fan, but it tends to be boring. So he loves to do what I love to say. Like I said, I even have this tattooed on my side. Go high, wide, and handsome. I got that for my old man when he passed away. It was our old little motorcycle saying. So that's awesome, K-Tatty. Yes, high, wide, and handsome. Make it a little interesting. We saw K-Tatty how strong he was here in his race. He was being a little bit more patient back then. Changed his philosophy. We saw K-Tatty run real good last night.
Yeah, he did it. The Roval's just not his, and he's new on the wheel. I was, already warning him first time at the Roval on the wheel, it's going to be tough. But he still, I think he finished 6th, and did the best he can, and fought hard. But then, as you can see before, the race, he was up there at one time fighting with Noko at the lead for the lead. So
after my pizza, he said that's right. He did have to make a unscheduled pull to the inside. The first guy in probably NASCAR history to pull to the inside to go pay for the pizza to pick it up. That's awesome.
And Puddin', I come up with I talked to the guys after the race, and I was on Messenger, and I said I had 25% tires when I spun when I got loose off of turn 4. And I'm thinking now that when I wrecked and spun 3 times in the grass and I was trying to get back, I think it blew my tire. That's why my car would go straight left every time I hit the gas. Yeah, so I don't think it's an in-game glitch. Now the pit road thing, that's on the game there, but my wheel acting the way it did last night was not the game. It was because I blew a tire.
That's still kind of disappointing, man, that you can blow a tire at 25%. I mean, yeah, it adds a little bit of realism. You can blow a tire at any time, but it's just...
Right. I totaled, literally 99% arrow. I got loose coming off 4 and just hit the pit road wall there, at 190 mile an hour, and it just hurt my car so bad. And I had to go through the grass to get back on the track, and they're saying the grass, every 100 feet you go through the grass, it'll take a lot of tread off your tires. So that was what I was thinking. I kind of wish this game was a little bit of a mix of Heat, the way they had Heat 3, to where you could really drive hard as you could go for 100 laps. And this game, you can't do that because of the tire wear. I wish they had a sliding system to where you could adjust it a little bit to where the tire wear wasn't so bad and the fall off wasn't so bad.
Well, I like the realism of it, and I mean...
Go ahead, Archie. Sorry,
go. I like the realism of it, and we kind of do have a sliding scale. You don't have to run ×4, ×3, you can take it down to ×2 and
×1. You can go to ×2.
I mean, we really do have our sliding square.
Right.
There's a new guy to Giggity Racing. He's going to be racing in our development race. Robbie and I raced with him quite a bit in Heat 3. He just now got Heat 4. He's going to be in our development league. His name is Weedman. We did a couple races with him today, and he was shocked and awed. We tried to tell him that the tire wear in Heat 4 is the real deal. It is real. It will fall off on you. And he used to run his car as loose as he could possibly get it. You cannot do that there, and he found that out pretty quickly. But welcome to Giggity Racing, Weedman. Can't wait to see you out there. You are one heck of a driver. He is a one hell of a dirt driver, guys. So excited to see him in Giggity Racing. Again, a lot of new faces here in the last couple of weeks. So thanks for everybody out there joining in and paying attention and coming to be part of one of the best leagues on Heat 4 online league racing.
Well, do you want to announce who got that poll over there, Puddin'? Because I know you're going to want to say a little special something with that.
I'm looking to see who got it right now. I haven't gotten an update yet. Oh, by the way, all the broadcasters, we would like a invite to the race once you guys get set up. But give me 1 second here. Let me get the rundown, and I will be more than happy to call it out. But the way you said it, is it our Australian buddy himself, the New Zealander,
Nope.
Mr. Robbie?
Nope. It's actually a surprise.
Is it my Keystone Cowboy Boomhauer?
No, actually,
Wow.
it's gonna be a surprise. I'm telling you guys, it's not something that I was expecting, honestly.
Fat Patch?
You ain't in the broadcast chat on Facebook?
No, I'm not. I don't have Facebook right now, guys.
Well, my bad. Sorry guys. Habab actually got the poll for tonight's race.
Good for Habab.
That was really awesome for him to.
Oh, right there, yeah. Habab, Fat Patch, Woodrow, Jay Wood, G9, Matt, Jake, Robbie, Tommy Armour, Trey. They all put down good times right there.
Really good times.
Holy cow. 44.5 for Habab. Getting some. Fat Patch right there, only 1/10 off of him. Look how close that is, though, guys.
Well, if you guys
again,
look at the broadcast screen, it actually we just actually took the whole top 10 for the daily leaderboard with that qualifying session.
Awesome.
You can literally sit here and watch it on the broadcast just change over. That is
That's
really
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, because
Wow.
I was just sitting there watching. That's what I see pulled up right now. Daily fast lap times. Bob, Fat Patch, Woodruff, Jake, G9.
That's your
Matt,
qualifying
Jake,
order right there.
Robbie, Tommy Armour, and Trey. Giggity just took over the leaderboard for the day, boys.
All right, that's awesome. That's cool to see. I'm actually going to check out the weekly and see if we stuck some times up there. Yeah, we took over the whole weekly board too.
That's super sweet. In Xfinity, Custom Cup, guys. This is going to be one heck of a race after seeing that. People are putting down times.
We didn't get on the all-time, dude, but just jump over and just steal 2 whole leaderboards for weekly and daily. That is awesome. I like to see that. That was really cool, guys. Good job. You guys definitely were hauling the mail out there.
Wicked Gatekeeper says, haha, good job, Giggity. That's right, boys. That's right. Let's not forget, boys and girls and everybody in the international world, the world of Giggity just took over 2 of the 3 leaderboards.
That is so cool, man.
I don't know if that's ever happened before, but I think these boys just might have made a little bit of Giggity history right there.
I'm telling you what. Gives these other guys out here in these lobbies something to go aim for.
I wish we could go in and not name it daily fastest, but can you catch Giggity on the daily?
Oh, man, dude. That's definitely putting some challenge out there for some of these other guys that like to run.
That's awesome, dude. I can't stop laughing about that. That's
me either, dude. I'm sitting here just looking at these names
sweet.
And enjoying it. That's pretty cool, man. Way to go, guys. That's fun.
Get her done from K-Tac. Get her done, Michael Moore. Good job from Wicked Gatekeeper, guys. Way to do it, man. This is awesome.
Way to represent, guys. And that right there tells you that you had a good pack of guys together. That there wasn't too much moving around. There wasn't too much going on. As we're going to blue screen real quick, guys, as we get ready to accept our invites. You should have one, bub.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
That is completely and utterly awesome.
Hey, send him an invite, please.
Yep, 1 second. Once I get in there, I'll be more than happy to get you. I just don't want to. Are we getting ready to go green here?
I'm heading into the race already.
Perfect.
I don't think you can send an invite once you get in, or y'all would have got me in the last one.
I got you here. Like I said, I just didn't want to jump in too early and participate with these guys on a slider because they wouldn't want to have to take all that time with their custom and have beat them on a slider.
Oh, I think Puddin' calling him out. You're talking about the weekly fastest drivers here, dude.
That is true, man. And daily, dude. That's so cool.
That is awesome. As we're heading down in turn one, Habab and Fat Patch take the early lead from the inside, and we're gonna see how patient these guys are. As we've already got one guy jumping to the outside trying to form a line.
I wish I could
Woodruff.
have just did qualifying with them just so I could actually. I have to get into a Daytona lobby later and hope I can find some good guys to try to get on there. It would have been fun.
There you go, my man. Let me know when you get it. And
We've
then
got a
once
nice
you get
grouping
it,
here with these
then once you're in,
guys.
I'm going to click over.
Everybody's trying to hold their line pretty well through 3 and 4 as we're going to come down to complete the first lap. And it looks like Jay Wood is going to lead the first lap here at Daytona.
Did you get that invite, Rupert?
Yes, sir. It's loading up now. I appreciate that, sir.
All right, well, I'm not going to jump in until I make sure that you're in.
Okay, yeah. The Daytona Speedway's loading
Jay
right
Wood
now.
got up a little bit high, and Fat Patch is going to stick his nose in there and take the lead. They're going to leave Jay Wood to sit up high by himself as you got Matt BW and Pendle right behind Fat Patch, and they're holding that inside line and keeping a good draft going as they start to pull away from that outside line, and the front 5 and front 6 are now clear of the other group of cars.
And I don't know about you guys, but there's certain tracks where I want to go off and I want to be by myself so I can qualify and get a good lap down. Obviously, being at Daytona, you don't want to do that, and they just proved it. If they probably had a top 15 list, I bet the other 5 guys would have been on there also.
I want to see these guys go lap after lap on the high side. I'm telling you, it is so hard to do without hitting that wall. That's the problem. I've seen 4 already try it, and they made no ground, lost in a couple positions. So it's a bottom feeding track. The best time to do it, though, is coming out of turn 4 in the last lap.
Well, as you say, there's 2 guys that decided to jump outside now. That's Dark Knight and Tommy.
Yeah, the old Pennsylvania Piper, Fat Patch takes the lead, guys. He's been up there for a second. Good for him. Go ahead, Art. Sorry.
Oh, no, you guys are good as we're coming through the travel to complete the next lap. That outside lane is starting to form as Tommy Armour's not afraid to jump up there with Dark Knight. These 2, they can't make no ground, but they're definitely holding their own.
We already see a car back there off of the pace by itself. 71, 16, and 18 all have it set up. Can I tell them who it's from, sir?
Side by side. I'm sure Noco helped his team out tremendously here.
No. I'm sure, without a doubt, Noco, I know for a fact, I was in a chat earlier and I left out of respect. Cars up in the wall. No minimum loss. Trap possibly going to get lost by those guys, but the guy who just sent me that message, the 61 and 18 are underdogs, so you know who he got there.
Car spinning. Guy spinning. That if no caution, that's the Bat VW, which had a really good car.
Motorsport
and he gets on his hood. Someone just hopefully we get a caution.
Yeah, 61 and 18 are underdog teams, and we all saw how dominant that underdog 11 car was of K-Taddy. So imagine what they're running tonight, guys. Got a little something for these boys. Anybody's race tonight, you don't want to lose the draft. Unfortunately, a couple cars falling off back there. We still have stages. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 car pack up here, and followed by another 4 car pack. Then behind them, the guys who have been bumped in the wall, had a couple accidents. They're going to regroup and gather. And like you said earlier at the Giggity Roundtable, Arch, great opportunity for them to figure out how they can work together in the future. They don't want to be back there, but this is a good chance for them to work their way to the front in the next stage.
Something's fixing to happen up here in this front, guys. There's too many guys bobbing and weaving around. I told you.
Robbie and the 2 got together.
Yeah. I've seen it coming. That there's some guys that just can't hold a straight line because of the speeds they're getting, and instead of backing off a little bit, and they're just getting all over the place. But
that's where I think a lot of these guys need to turn down their sensitivity, and you need to turn down your wheel lock, because I run my wheel lock all the way down at a 1.
Right.
K-Taddy says he thinks we're going to have a first-time winner, and that is definitely possible tonight. That 86 car Fat Patch looking real good. Right behind him, we got the 10 car. Woodruff clicking back here, got into a little bit of trouble. Jay Wood right behind that 10 car. G9, Chainsaws colored, still in that black Dusto. He's running back there with No Pit Pendle in the 11. They got it mixed up a little bit. Matt BW, like you said earlier, 61 falling off the pace singly. Jake Giroux is in that 10 car, guys. So we got Fat Patch, Jake, Habab, and Jay Wood all right there. Robbie Vince pulling in right behind him, and I think that's I can't see if that's still Jay Wood. I can't see if that's my old
Come on,
Keystone
Fat
Cowboy. I'm
Pat.
It
trying to
is.
look.
That's Boomhauer.
Yeah,
Fat
old
Pat, if you can
Boomhauer.
hear, buddy, just turn that, just run your line and keep
Shut
on
that
going.
mirror off.
That's
Shut
right.
that mirror off. If they're going to pass you, they're going to pass you. Don't take a chance at getting involved in anything. But Fat Patch leading most of these laps so far. Good to see him up front. He's been strong. We talked about it earlier in the roundtable, Roofer. Fat Patch is so dedicated to this dirt and asphalt, both sides, custom setups. He's been working really hard. Good to see him up front, guys. Those four cars pull in behind him, guys. Look at the lead that we up. Fat Patch gets loose. Jake goes to the inside. Is he going to stay off of it? Yes, he's going to get off of it, but he's going to pull back in. He cuts through the grass a little bit. Going to lose the draft. Two cars will be in front of, or will be behind him. I don't know if he'll pull in behind him to pull back up.
That's
but,
a 4-car
we got
draft.
Bob and Jake
He's going to miss it.
To be honest,
no.
There were several times I was on his onboard looking from behind that he slid up, and that shows just how patient of a driver Jake is. Jake did not. I mean, there was times he went a car length to 2 car lengths up, not be, wiggling the corner, and Jake didn't ever put his nose in there, maybe because, he was scared. He would come back down on him, or just being patient. That's what it gives that man the all-around package.
We all know how hard it is here to draft in the pack with the slider. The car gets so unstable. Some of these people have great stable cars in the draft. Some of them have great speed, but might be a little bit unstable. Some on a controller, some on a wheel. All of these guys have to figure out how to work together. Yeah, with the custom though. But I'm saying, so it depends on how they set their car up, how stable they can be. And it looks like, here we go, guys. 4 cars on that high side. Boomhauer says, Boomhauer on the high side. Come on, boys. Let's go up here and chase this 10 down.
That's what it's going to take. See that blue car, he was like 100 yards behind all of them, and when that happened, he's already making his way up to, it's tough.
You got 3 on 4, 3 on the high side, Roofer. That's going to be difficult.
Right.
No, that's 5.
They had 4, and the bottom only had 3, but that 5th place guy come up there and went to the bottom, and that kind of hurt him.
Robbie Vinton sucking in behind there. He was on that high side, pulls back down to the inside, goes back to the high side, right behind I believe that's Dark Knight. Dark Knight and Robbie making the push on the outside. Both of those guys looking strong. Both have very strong custom cut-up. We see Jake up here. Holy cow, guys. Go ahead. I'm getting so excited like I did last night. I don't mean to talk to you guys. Go ahead.
No, right now I'd get on the high side because there's a few guys bobbing and weaving on the bottom. They straightened it out now. But that could be a good reason to run the high side too, just in case some of them get, one of them accidentally clip your bumper. It's really easy to clip somebody here and not mean it at all. As Jake didn't hold the bottom, he's forced to go to the high side, but he gets a beautiful side draft and still gets down in front of him. Now they're making a run on the high side now.
There you go.
Well, we got lap traffic. Where are they going to catch this lap car at? Because that could be...
We got them DSR powered now.
Big deal.
If I was that last car on the inside, seeing how well that 3-car tandem on the outside is, I'd pull up behind them and see if it worked up there. If it doesn't work for a lap, then you still have that opportunity to pull back down. But if you're that last car, the 79, go up high, see if it works. If it doesn't, then pull back down in that draft. Respect out of that car, going to the inside, a lot of respect, letting him go by.
Matt. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
That's true respect right there.
We just lost one from that high side. Boomhauer went back from the high side to the low side. He says, hey, I'm not going to lose this draft, but he doesn't want to. He wants to be up front. They get a good draft. Everybody pulls back down. That 3-4 on the outside, pull right back down on the inside draft, guys.
Well, I think some of these guys might be getting ready to pit here soon, so that might be why they're trying to single file out.
We got Tommy Armor Boy up here in this Black 7 running in 4th, having a good showing. Like I said earlier, we said it in the pre-race arts. Anybody has a chance at winning here. Boomhauer to the inside. There's that inch. He takes that mile from Tommy Armor. That's what happens. Can these guys duck right there with Robbie Vince? Can they duck down right back down inside? Or do they want to stay on the outside? You got 2 more coming up on this. All this racing is giving these guys in the back a chance to pull up. We went from a 7 car pack to almost 10 cars, guys, up here in the draft.
Guys. Boomhauer almost took Jay Wood out. They just got a little squirrely and hit him. That was close. Daytona's a tough track for some of these guys on controller. It really is compared to the wheel. On the wheel, all you have to do is hold the wheel on one spot, and it's perfect. On a controller, you got to sit there and make sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that's why I can see why some of the guys on controller dislike super speedways. I can understand it.
One of the coolest views right now, guys, is I've got it reversed angled on the leader. I can see everything that's happening with this long snake, this long trail of drafting cars. This is a great angle. If anybody's out there watching this, change their camera angle, go and watch it from a reverse different angle, guys. This is awesome. Shadow Grim says, let's go, Robbie.
If they would stay in a line, I mean, that second pack would never catch them. If they get back 2x2x2, they're going to get the second.
There's a long high side. 1, 2, 3, 4 cars. Trey at the back. Boomhauer to the lead. They just took that high side.
Jake took the brunt of it, but he was able to save it.
Woo! You're still not out of it. It's a long race, but these guys are testing everything that they have. Now I got to switch over.
That was the end of the stage.
Oh, was it?
That's what you do at the end of the stage. That's what I'm saying, guys. To make that high side work, that's when you do it, is at the very end of the stage. You don't want to do it the whole 90 laps out there, because you might get damage. If damage is off, no problem. Do it the whole race. Just don't lose the draft. But with damage being on, that's the perfect time. That was awesome to see right there. You know, even if you're the last car on the tail end, you were going to finish 8th. Why not go up there, get on the top side with 5 other guys, and you might get up to 5th even. That was really
Wicked Gatekeeper says Robbie's my pick to win. Shadow Grim said, let's go, Robbie. K-Tat says, hell yeah, Boom. One of those K-Tat underdog cars with that. Yeah, that is awesome to see that boy up there. He's been working hard tonight. Guys, let's get this rack and stacked.
When me and Boomhauer fought for 30 laps in the very first Daytona teaser to the season, man, he's really good at plate tracks, so don't surprise me at all.
I agree with you. There you go. Like you saw it, you called it earlier. High, wide, handsome, K-Tat. That's how they got the stage win. Boomhauer up there in the lead. Got Dark Knight pushing him. Jay Wood right there on the inside of them too. Robbie right behind him. Everybody is back up here. Let's see how these boys work it out. Let's see if they can stay in one big pack. Very difficult. Cars to the inside. They're already breaking apart in the back. River, sorry.
They got to take it easy on lap 1, or you could lose. I think we got a caution though, guys. That little bit of contact drew out the caution, but the big major wreck earlier didn't. That's weird.
Archangel, our broadcaster tonight, thanks for everything you've done. You definitely helped me out today. Look here in the future, guys. He's going to give me one more day of tutoring. I'll be able to help broadcast after this, too. But if you can, just for laughs, switch to whoever the leader is. Switch to that reverse camera so you're looking backwards just for a couple of seconds and give those guys out there in Gatey Land and YouTube World an opportunity to see how we're watching this race, because this is a great way to call the race thing, how since you can see everything that's happening.
I actually did when you started talking about it. I actually jumped up to the leaders and did it for the end of that stage.
Robbie made his way up here, guys, if you noticed. He's up in the top 5. Robbie's another good plate track driver. When I ran the first race at Daytona, I think I finished 3rd. He ended up finishing 2nd, and I think G9 first. But he's another one of the guys at plate tracks that I'll latch onto because I know he's nice and smooth. But I'm going to give you guys a dark horse. And he just restarted on the outside in the 85.
Dark Knight is your dark horse.
I think Dark Knight is going to be my dark horse tonight.
Look at these guys. They're trying to keep the car as stable as possible. They don't want to go 2-3 wide. The guys in the back definitely don't want to get involved in anything. They want to keep this draft as long as possible. We could see, how many cars are racing tonight? 16, 17, 18 cars, 20 cars. We could see a 20-car draft for the first couple laps unless something happens. These cars do get unstable when they get next to each other, when they get in the draft. That side draft also is a big factor, as we all know. A couple cars to the high side. Everybody seems to be pulling down. There they go. Pulls right back down in that long snake. This is probably the longest online draft I have seen since I've had Heat 4. This is awesome. Boomhauer's still up here in the lead. Jay Wood right behind him. So many drivers. Who's going to go? If a guy pulls out, we see Dark Knight do it. Dark Knight goes to the high side. I was just going to say, car spinning to the inside. I think that might be Fat Patch. Yes, I could tell back here by the color of his car. That was Fat Patch. I'm one of those guys. If I go to the high side, I hope somebody goes behind me. Nobody goes with Dark Knight. Dark Knight sucks back down in.
No pit Pendle as well, guys. No pit is like 2nd, 3rd in points. That's going to be hurtful for him, even though this is the old school points. It's still not good.
Well, luckily for these guys, we still got one more stage.
Awesome.
That'll be the one break that they do have left.
Unfortunately, you know, sometimes that big one can't happen. There might be a caution, but you can definitely bank on one more stage. These guys are in custom cars. They are in the Xfinity tonight, guys, and they are putting on one heck of a show. One car pulls to the high side, hoping to have some help. Nobody goes with him. He gets freight trained. Can he pull back down? He does pull back down in there. Guys, I can't see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that's 11 cars, if I counted that right. If anybody can help me correct me, I think that's 11 car track we have, if not more, up to the front, guys.
Use your fingers
Tommy
and
in that
toes.
7 car is another one that's really impressed me.
Dark Knight back to the high side. He likes working that high side, Reaper. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to keep cutting you off. This is just, I'm trying to keep up with everything that's happening. At 200 miles an hour, it's so easy to lose one fraction of accident. I mean, of the incident that might happen here, or all the action.
Well, I think Dark Knight keeps jumping out like that because he just keeps getting such good
He's
runs on
wanting
the car in
people to
front
go
of
with him.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my philosophy too. If I pull out, I hope somebody goes with him. But the people want that position. In order for those guys in the back to get to the front, they need to pull up there with him so he can get some help. Eventually, somebody will come with him. But when will they do it? I think they're just trying to stay out there, try to get their new green flag pit stops, or work their way back up to their front in their own way. But again, teamwork will be a factor tonight. And even if you don't have a teammate working with somebody else to get back to the front.
This is how you guys will know when it's close.
Is that a
close
caution,
to
you
the end
guys?
of the stage. Yes. When it's close to the end of the stage, that's when them 5 or 6 guys will jump to the outside, and it's going to be a perfect way for us to know, just like it is in stage
Looks
1.
like Pendle was in an accident by himself, maybe.
Yeah. I know he had a little bit of lag issues last week. Hopefully he didn't have some kind of lag issue, because lag issues at Daytona are the worst.
Oh, man,
especially because you're so close. Right.
Well, because you can't really get into the draft. I mean, you got to fall back. You're always worried about the car jumping around near you, so
Right.
you don't really
And
want
with
to ruin
damage
somebody else's
being
race
on.
of yours. Yeah.
Holy cow, guys. If you guys are out front right now, do you pit?
Oh, yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I pit well, no, actually, it depends on how many laps are left in the stage. I mean, if I'm still at 95% tire and I've only got, lost 3 or 4 laps of gas, I'm staying out. If I don't have enough fuel to make it to the end of the stage, I'm definitely pitting.
They're going back under green flag. Everybody wants to pull down to the inside. One car on the outside. I believe that is Tommy Armour in that black number 7 car, if I can see it right. Again, I'm riding reverse with our leader of Boomhauer right now. Such great action. I can try to remember the color schemes. I can't see numbers right now, but this is the best way I think I call it. This is making me more excited than anything, especially more than last night. Y'all put on a heck of a show last night, too. Yeah, look at that. Dark Knight I've been racing with him. He was talking about tonight. He's been excited. Robbie's excited. Boomhauer's excited. Kate Taddy's excited for his underdog boys. Noko's been working with his boys. Everybody's been working their butt off because Daytona is a prestigious race. You want to put your name on that trophy.
He's really trying to slide. If anybody would have went with him, they would have went to the front. He had a huge run because he was about 100 yards back.
That was a monster run, yes.
That's the problem about going to the high side. If nobody goes with you, you're in trouble.
He pulls back down. Looks like we're back single file, guys. One old big snail trail, 200-mile-an-hour drafting of the Xfinity custom cars. Bob goes to the high side right there. Boomhauer's trying to block. If I was Boomhauer, don't try to keep them behind you. Hope somebody goes with you. Let them go and lose their momentum. That's just my opinion. Boomhauer still maintains to hold his front. Boomhauer and Fat Patch both have the most laps led tonight. Boomhauer with our first stage win. He's got that Cape Taddy setup tonight, guys, where he's for underdogs, and that Toyota. They were really excited about going in tonight.
I'm like you. Even if all 9 of them guys decide to go to the outside, if I'm leading, I'm still gonna run the bottom, and I'm not gonna jump up there and take the chance of wrecking anybody or anything. I'm gonna run the bottom the whole time. They could.
As we see it, right there it comes. They're getting freight train on the outside. Look at that line, or is that a caution? I think that might be a caution.
No, I think it might be the end of the stage.
Yeah,
we'll
I was just
see.
going to say that definitely slowed down real quick, and if
Even
that's
though
the
I
case,
didn't see
can't
them
tell, but I
guys-
think Boomhauer might have had that one too.
It might be a caution now because they didn't really fight for it. No one went to the outside even.
Well, I saw it look
tried
like
to force
the 3rd place car tried to get underneath the 2nd place. Like he might have dipped 2 tires down below the yellow, trying to make sure he can get under there, and I think he kind of backed it out.
So far, this is encouraging. Besides Jake, a lot of these guys that's been in the top 5 tonight are not actually in the top 5 in points that I'm going to have to be battling to go to the next round. They could be holding back here in stage 2. We'll see.
This G9 Gamer brings us down to the green.
I expected, you know, some of the guys that are Saturday nights up there in the top 8, you know, in points. Like Woodruff, I see he's made his way up there. He's been kicking butt lately.
D. Smith's up here on the outside too, not to cut you off. He's been in a couple accidents earlier. Pocono, he got spun around earlier. Again, strategy, teamwork, patience, it's working out for them. Bob right there, no, that's G9 Gamer, excuse me. Again, he changed his color scheme on me. Custom car on the outside, can't exactly tell who it is. Long, big draft. They're starting to split up. Now we're going to talk
Little
about
man's giving D. Smith such a heck of a push right now.
Oh, I do love your paint scheme. Yeah, I love Little Man. That's one of the paint schemes I would run. I love that orange, white, and black. Little Man definitely one to be contended with tonight, too. Oh, they're starting to spread out. Roofer, I keep over talking you, man. I am so sorry. I'm just seeing all this action back here, man. I apologize. This is just so intense.
No, you're fine, buddy.
Everybody's starting to pull back to the inside, starting to weave a little bit, bob and weave. Again, that's how these custom cars are. You know, the draft does unset your car a little bit. If you're on a controller, it's a little bit more difficult to handle. The guys on wheel, you can tell you're a little bit more stable. Everybody's doing a very good job here at Daytona. This has been one action-packed race. Everybody is one big group, still back here. Haven't seen any cars fall off. If that's not at least a 16, 18 car draft pack right there, I don't know what is. These guys have to be doing over 200 miles an hour plus in the draft right now, guys.
Well, this is why we got them leaderboard times.
That's awesome. Once again, if you guys are late joining during qualifying, Giggity Racing took over not all the daily 1 through 10, but they took over the 1 through 10 weekly times, all time for the week, you know. They took 2 of the 3 leaderboards over in just qualifying. Shadow, it's hard. It's hard, buddy. It's hard to catch your breath when you're trying to watch all of this. Couple cars down to the yellow line. Couple cars are going to have to pull back up. Again, we have a gentleman's rule here.
Oh,
car to the inside. There it is. Bob hits the apron. Bounces up. That's what we're talking about. Are we going to see a caution? I don't see anybody spinning. A lot of momentum lost. They're getting out of the draft, though. And we're starting.
Great job for all these drivers to hold on to that. Wow.
And of all things, those guys back there who just got in that little altercation, they're not too far back. They work together. They can work the draft back up. A couple cars single file. Oh, they're all single file. A couple broke up, though not exactly bumper to bumper. Still in the draft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back there in the back. Those 5 can definitely catch these front 9 up here, it looks like, if they stay together. G9 Gamer still pulling them down the backstretch. Goes to the yellow line. That's what you're talking about, Roofer, the short way of line. But you don't want to hit it going into the corner. I think that's the old Keystone Cowboy right there, Boomhauer going to the high side. They are 3 wide. Nobody went with him. He's going to have to try to pull his way down. He's going to get freight trained. Hopefully he can find a position to get back in there. Nobody going with him. They're saying, bye, we're going to get up there. He does pull down in there. Everybody's playing the patience game right now. They don't want to ruin their momentum. They don't want to ruin their drive. They don't want to hit that apron. They don't want to bump each other. I think there's a little bit of this, what we were talking about earlier, Arch and Roofer, that patience game. They want to keep. They don't want to lose this lead draft.
No, and that's where Trey's doing a good job trying to hold that second pack of 5. He's trying to just keep everybody in line so they can suck up and try and catch up to this front pack. As there's another pack of 3 back here at the tail end of the field, but they're not working together, and they're just going to get themselves further and further behind.
Looks like I see another group back here. I'm falling on the board again. Reverse style with Robbie Vids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He is leading the second car. That orange custom with Little Man. 1, 2, 3, 4 back. These guys can work together. Trey right behind him. Dark Knight, Little Man, and I can't see who that other car is again because of my camera angle. I'll have to flip through. These guys definitely working together to try to get back to that lead pack. These guys were excited to run this race. They've been working hard, all their team captains, helping them out with secrets, gear ratios, setups, and it's proven this high side can work. Boomhauer has proved it. We all know why. Kate Taddy, man, in that 11, that one race was just, I mean, Kate Taddy that one night on the outside looked like he had afterburners on by himself on the high side. an Xfinity car and a Cup car, a little bit different horsepower-wise, a lot different aero package-wise, still same handling characteristics. If you set them up the same way, make an adjustment here, an adjustment there, you can take a Cup to an Xfinity and tweak it just a little bit. I think that's had a lot to do. Talking with Noco, he loves his rear gear ratios just as much as I do, so we know all the Team Noco drivers out there and all the affiliates that he's helped have been working with their gear ratios tonight too.
Well, I run exactly the same setup between both these tracks on both series. As a matter of fact, I have one setup for all 4 tracks.
Seeing that just proves how close how close these cars are. You know, again, they do have a different aero package. Dark Knight going to the house side of Little Man does no again, can't get no help. I think Dark Knight's car can suck up on somebody so well. Arch, you keep seeing it. Roofer, you keep saying it too. He can't get any help to go with him. He pulls up. He has such a run at people, but everybody's scared to lose that inside line. They don't know when to go with him. Trade to the outside, as we see Little Man and Dark Knight go to the inside. I see a white Valvoline car back there. Got to flip back through to see who it is. It looks like he's going to fall back just a little bit. He won't lose the draft though. That's Bolt Crusher and that Valvoline car I was talking about, guys.
Is Woodruff's going to fall back to the back of the front pack? We got guys dipping onto pit lane? Yes. Yep. Oh!
Pit strategy is a big thing here,
pit.
guys. I always want to try to get as far ahead of the leader as I can. I have since learned that pitting with the leader does give you an advantage. That way you know where he's at all the time. I know it's plain, I know it's Jane, and I know it's simple, but for one of my favorite custom cars tonight, Little Man, you get my win. I love how simple it is, but it's awesome looking, man. Fat Patch right along with him. He's back here by himself. Lost the draft. Don't know what happened. He's going around pit lane, trying to get those positions back. Woodruff again by himself. No draft help. Not good for him.
4 wide. 3 wide now.
Look at this. Yeah, look at this. Switching to the above. Dan, I think this race, especially as a broadcaster, if you do the reverse angle or the above, you get the best view in the house.
Oh, the above's real good in the middle of the corner.
Holy cow. This is more than what I expected. I expected great racing, but we are seeing why these guys are driving custom Xfinity cars. Everybody is on point tonight. Very few mishaps. Roofer, do you prefer Truck, Cup, or Xfinity, especially in a custom here at Daytona?
I prefer Cup everywhere. I feel like it's the most challenging car to drive next to the dirt cars. And I think that's why I prefer it. It's the biggest challenge, it's the most fun, and it's what everybody ultimately wants to get to. The trucks, I love running the trucks when I just want to go out and be able to hold it wide open and just, you know, as you call it, high, wide, and handsome that thing around. So that's what the trucks are good for me. But when it comes to technical difficulties and trying to keep up with the vehicle more, I like going Cup.
I like Xfinity. I like trucks, but you can never go wrong driving a Cup car. Every one of them has their unique aspects to them on how you drive them, how you set them up, and then I'm at a loss of words. And for you guys out there who are listening, it's very hard for me to be at a loss of words right now watching this stuff as everybody's going in for their pit stops. Let's see how everybody regroups, gains back up, gets in the draft, and works with each other, and let's see who can pull out this W tonight. Arch and Roofer.
Man, I'm telling you what, right now I think there's actually 2 or 3 cars that still haven't pitted yet.
A little bit of strategy, maybe staying in that draft, saving some fuel.
Well, yeah, I would say that, but when you're only drafting 1 or 2 cars, you can't really save that much. Yep, as they're going to dip on the pit road now. Oh,
that's right,
crash,
Daddy. I'm glad I'm married to a nurse. Unfortunately, she's working tonight, so if I have a heart attack this far out in the country, just everybody know what my address is. I'll leave it in the message, just in case my old ass does have a heart attack tonight. Thanks a lot, Daddy.
Tommy and Dark Knight, they're coming down, and I believe Boomhauer, I believe he missed pit road.
Yeah, and this is a difficult pit lane because of the speed, and we are not. I mean, we have black flags on. You have to be able to come off of that, go through the gears, reverse, apply the brakes properly, depending upon how your brake bias is set up, which you don't use a lot here. Cars, and to make sure that you get onto that pit lane. So I've fell victim to it myself. I've locked the brakes up, spun the car around, and unfortunately it penalized me by time. So yeah, it's not easy, as wide as it is, but that speed, you got to time it right, Arch.
Oh yeah, you definitely do. And the cars around you got to know that you're pitting too. That's where communication is key between spotters and drivers. Just making sure everything works out the way that it needs to, because losing a couple seconds on and off that pit road, it can lose you double that on the track.
K-Taddy says we need to have a caution. Not that anybody needs to purposely cause one, guys, if you're listening, but K-Taddy says we need to have a caution so we can rack them and stack them. Wicked Gatekeeper said, damn it, he was looking strong, referring to Boom Spin going into the pit earlier. A lot of support for all these guys out there, from all their friends and their team out there. Great to have you all on board out there watching. Boom Howard just sent me a message. It's over. No, it's not over. It's not over. He just said somebody killed me. I'm not going to mention any names, but Boom Howard, stick in there. As my one buddy, as we all know it, if you've never raced with him, Warpig, his favorite line is, stay in it, stay in it, stay in it, boys, stay in it. We got 3 to go.
Who is our leader? Do we know? I think it's Pendle.
I've been flipping through so much to keep up with the action, especially after the pits. They have separated. There are cars drafting. A lot of single cars out there. Falling on board with Robbie Vids right now as I've been clicking through. He's singly. He's trying to catch the car in front of him. Very hard and very difficult to do that unless you can get a sniff of that draft.
It's either Pendle or Michael. I'm going to go with G9 Michael and Jaywood right here. This 5-car pack is going into 1 right now.
G9 is second. We just got a little bit update right there from K-Tap. Appreciate that. Thanks for all your help and everything that you do for this league, K-Taddy.
Is Fat Pat's out there running in the lead all by himself?
I can't tell if he's in the lead, but Robbie and Boomhauer, they got pulled up with each other. They're going to try to work to each other. If they're coming down to the end of this race, it looks like Robbie's going to pay the patience game, and on that last lap, trying to make a move. Very difficult to pass on this track when you're by yourself. You've got to have a great run, and it's always a nice assistance and insurance to have that help. Never mind, G9 is the leader.
Okay. I was going to say, dude, what? Dude, the only car that's in front of them is Fat Patch, and he's out there running solo.
Michael Moore says I'm in first.
All right, Michael.
We appreciate you balling in there, Mike. But yeah, never mind. G9 the leader. That's what we got from our Kate Taddy, our chief. He's watching. He's joining in.
Well, Jaywood is definitely
hi, Debbie. Thanks for watching.
Hey, man. Why weren't you in the booth? I know.
There's so much action still, even with these cars spread out. These guys are 2 and 3 cars in a pack. Bob goes to the high side. No Pit Pendle got a little bit of a draft behind him. Cuts down on
is this
front
the last
of
lap?
I think that was Boomhauer that Bob tried to get down into catch the draft, so he didn't lose it. But No Pit Pendle leading this little 4-car pack that I'm watching.
Well, I'm sticking with Jaywood and them because I believe this is the last lap right here.
Little man on pit lane too. I don't know if that's a lag issue or if he just came in super late. Yeah, well, all in this race right here. There they go to the high side. 61. Yep, Jaywood to the outside. Pit Pendle right there with them. Bob, I think that's if I see that car.
Gamer Michael just got his first win of the season. Has he won yet?
I don't know if he's won, but if G. Michael got it, man, that is awesome for him. Great race for the guys.
It's not over. This must be the last lap because it looks like they're still at pretty high speed.
I do not want this race to be over, but as a couple of you guys noticed out there, I might have a heart attack tonight. I might have to lay down and take a deep breath after this.
Dark Knight trying to go back to the outside
awesome
again.
Racing, man.
Nobody's going with him.
Sorry, Wicked Gatekeeper. Mrs. Puddin is actually at work. She is at work over an hour away. So, like I said, I'm out in the country by myself. So, if I needed a EMS right now, I am SOL. I'm up a creek without a paddle. As we see cars making the pass back here, a bob to the outside of
Michael just
Trey.
got the win, you guys.
That is
Congratulations, Michael.
awesome. Holy cow. All right,
Jay
I can
Wood
take
took
a breath
second.
now,
Boomhauer
guys.
third. Fourth was Dark Knight.
Great win for those guys. Great finish for those guys. I know Boom was a little disappointed after how strong he was showing, but to have a top 3, especially with the team help tonight, he was definitely looking strong. But Kate Taddy said it earlier tonight. We could see a first-time winner. Anybody can win at a track like this. Your strategy, how the other cars react around you, how the draft is, so many variables. Kate Taddy, you're right.
Well, we definitely predicted the first-time winner could be happening. We just predicted the wrong one.
Yeah, right.
If you wouldn't mind seeing if possibly you can get start sending some of these drivers some invites so we can get them up in here and interview our first race winners and these ones.
No problem. I'll be more than happy to do that. I know that I don't think that G9 and I are friends. We'll have to work on trying to get him up there. I'm going to get see if I can get Jake Pitt and Wood up here, get Boomhauer up here. Let me see what I can work on real quick.
Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to give you our final rundown. We got Gamer Michael bringing home the win. Jay Wood right there on his heels in second. Woodruff in third. Dark Knight fourth. Jake Drew fifth. D. Smith sixth. Tommy Boy comes home with a solid seventh. Bolt Crusher eighth. Ninth, No Pit Pendle. And 10th is Habab. And I know this is a disappointing day for some of these guys because some of these guys had really strong cars to wind up coming in the back of the field. Trey takes 11th, Matt takes 12th, Motorsports 420, 13th, Boomhauer 14th, Fat Patch is back there, Robbie Vids is in 15th, Lil Man, like, I know these guys wanted to have a lot better performance or have at least come down to a closer finish than that, but the pit stops fell at the time that they did, and it really opened up the pack, and everybody was there for a minute. As if you go through... you probably add Michael as a friend right now from the race lobby.
Yeah, that was a great race there at the end. When Mike was having that needed charge, it went dead on me, so I was just kind of watching it, but kind of wish it was closer, but you always don't get what you want either.
We don't get what we want sometimes, but you know what? Who did want it? And that is G9 Gamer Michael. I'm pretty sure he's excited to pick up this win.
I can't seem to scroll up and down here to click on these guys to get him in the lobby.
Here, I'll try to help you. Yeah, that's cool. I know G9, something happened to his PlayStation, or he had to move or something, and Giggity helped raising up enough money for him to get another PS4, and for him to come back after not racing. You know, he's been back on for about 2 weeks and then get on here and win. Great job.
There's definitely some good stuff that we have here going on tonight in Giggity, man. First time winners are always a wonderful thing.
Alright, yep, I got
G9, I put him in the box for you.
Yep.
What's the other two?
We need Jake and Wood from Pocono with Pit Pendle.
I will wait to accept all of them because I'll just blue screen all at once. That way I can accept them all at the same time.
I'm putting Jake in the box too.
Alright.
I got Jake and G9. Who else we need?
I got Wood.
We need Robbie.
Okay. Robbie.
Jake, Pitt, and Wood should take care of Pocono. We got G9 up here for this one. Give us 1 second here, guys. We will bring all of the podium finishers from both races up here to give them their post-race interviews, which they both righteously deserve.
Alright,
I got
check them
4
out.
guys.
Alright, I accepted those first 4, so we'll see if we can get some guys up in here.
Okay. y'all will have to remind me who the last two are, and I'll try to put them in the suggest box too.
You got
Hey,
Robbie
guys.
Vids.
How you
Hey,
doing?
mate.
Hi, Mike.
How was it out there, bud?
At times it was a little bit rough. It was very difficult. You know, I couldn't find any time on the track where my steering wheel was just steady and I was still and I had a flow going. You know, you had cars checking up, you had cars on your outside, you had cars on your inside, you could tell which ones were on controllers, you could tell which ones were on wheels. You know, it can be really difficult. I think with
Oh,
the race
definitely.
that we had, you know, it went really, really well. I think there was some close racing. I'm not sure what you guys covered on the broadcast.
We covered absolutely nothing. It was a complete blue screen the whole time. We did not see any of that.
It
Well,
wasn't the greatest Daytona race I've ever seen, but you know,
I
I
I
don't
think it
think
was
the
a
know.
great
best race
Daytona
we
race.
had was a teaser one that we had.
Oh, that was
At
a
the
great
beginning of the
race.
series, yeah,
Right.
that was definitely a good race at Daytona. As you'll know, I was looking to win tonight and continue that Daytona victory from the teaser to this one. It didn't happen. Never mind, you know that happens. I mean, there's maybe a couple of tempers flaring. My advice to those guys is give yourself 10 minutes, go have something to eat, go have a fag, cigarette, as you guys call it, and yeah, go chill out for a bit, putting giggling away. It's sort of an inside joke there with that, but it was rough. It wasn't easy. It was very rough.
Well,
Hey,
I
can you do
mean,
me one quick favor, Robbie?
uh-oh.
hmm
Uh-oh.
Learn to drive from the left side of the car and go put another shrimp on that barbecue, baby.
Ah,
I'll
here's the
tell.
man of the night right here. G9 Gamer Michael joins the party, man.
I
Congratulations,
love you,
buddy.
buddy.
I love you too. G9, I just gotta say, good drive, dude. Well done.
Yeah, thanks guys,
You
appreciate
called
it.
it. Well done. Spot on.
Yeah,
Good
man,
racing.
sorry about the first stage here, Robbie. I thought I was clear and got called it and just wasn't clear. I know I got into you. You were fine, but it was something that killed me in the first stage. But just really want to thank everybody at Get Her Done, and we really got it done. We did good, worked as a team, and really just focused on just working together, and it paid off.
Now, is this your first win, Michael?
No, third of the win, third win of the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
I'm
congratulations.
just gonna shoot out. Sorry, guys, to interrupt your interview. I'm just gonna shoot out. I've got a couple of things I need to sort out, but G9, well done, and
Yeah, good
well
job,
done in
man.
the broadcast, guys.
Daytona.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Be safe, Robbie. Talk to you soon.
He said
I think,
no.
remember now in one of them Daytona races, G9 was one of the guys I just could not pass, so I ended up just sitting in line knowing that I didn't have enough to get around him. He really passed at these plate tracks.
Yeah, you know, and it kind of paid off again this time. It worked so strange. Both Daytona races were very similar, where I didn't get to the front until the final stage, and we were just able to capitalize on it. And once you get up front, that's where you want to be. And
Right.
I'd rather be up there at the end. So it's paid off both times.
Most definitely. You was holding a nice straight line, holding the bottom, doing your thing, man. It's good when that's, you know, the Daytona race that I won, you know, once I got to the front, I did not think anybody was going to be able to get around me unless they moved me, because you just hold that bottom, don't give them room for the bumper, and it's going to be really tough for a group to get up top and make it work. Great job, man.
Yeah, final thoughts though, just a great race by everybody tonight. It's probably the best doubleheader I've ever raced in for Giggity on a Xfinity Thursday, so just great race. Everybody out there that raced tonight, good job broadcasting. I love listening to you guys while I'm racing, man. It sounds cool. Y'all will do a great job, and we'll talk to y'all next time.
Hey, we appreciate
All right,
the
buddy.
updates,
Great
buddy,
job,
man. And we wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, man, putting on the show that you do, man. So congratulations on that win. I know it's big for you in this play. Well, heading towards the end of the
He had to miss some time,
series.
unfortunately, or he'd be up there in the playoffs. He was really competitive.
definitely would
at
be,
every
yeah.
track.
Yeah.
Yep, and of course, shout out to Giggity, guys. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here right now, so appreciate it, and
No,
keep
man.
getting it.
Yeah,
Everybody
hope
out
to
there in
see
the
you back up
broadcast,
here in the
I mean,
booth,
out there in
buddy.
YouTube world, Mike said you guys are going to give me a heart attack tonight. So, man, you guys put on one heck of a show.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate it, guys.
Congratulations.
Hey, way to hold 'em off, buddy. Have a good one.
Thanks, G9. Thanks for following me, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mention no names, but there is a lot of heat blowing over in Xfinity chat right now. But like I said, that's there. Hopefully they stop and, like Robbie said, realize it's just a game. Learn from the mistakes they made tonight, and fix it. Not retaliate, because that's what will get you put back in the developmental series when, you know, instead of getting upgraded in the cup and stuff like that. You know, not only you got to be fast, we want you got, you know, to be composed, not flip out after races, and you know it's hard to, you get a little emotional sometimes, but at the end of the day we're all got the same hobby, and that's NASCAR, so we should all try to get along. Woodruff,
over,
good
buddy.
job,
What's up,
man.
guys? They were just pulling me around the track.
Sometimes that's the best way to do it, man. Just sit there and just hold your line and let the guys around you be your kind of shields.
Right.
Did you commit to the top, or did you commit to the bottom the whole time and just hoping them guys would get to the top?
I was trying the top, and then they all started get her done team. You know, got on the same pit schedule there on the third stage, and they grouped up and we're getting it done there. Little man ran out of tires. He had to check up and move out, or we would have had top 4.
You know, I was wondering, were you part of that group that come in and there was it looked like there was a little bit of contact coming down pit road?
No, I didn't make any contact with anybody.
Let's say, because I know that there was one of them, and I think that's kind of what the debate's going on about there, is that I think somebody tried to come into the pits a little bit hot for that last pit stop. I wasn't sure if that was a group of you guys that came down, or if it was, because you guys come down first, didn't you?
No, we were second. Jake
Second?
and the guys come down, and we stayed out 2 more laps and then came down.
Yeah, it was that last group that come down then that definitely had the difficulties, man. But so how you felt Pocono went for you?
Pocono was good. I got roughed up the first couple stages, but then I was able to get through all that, get up to the front, and just couldn't catch Jake. I don't know. I went in pit road right on his bumper. Took 4 and fuel, whatever I needed, you know, and he was 4 seconds out ahead of me. I'm like, how does that happen?
I've said that so many times this year.
I couldn't even run him down. If he only took 2, I would have ran him down. I only caught him by like a second. Like, what in the heck is going on here?
Yeah, he's
that's
not only
crazy.
fast, but he's a strategist in the pits to where, like I said, I go in the pits 6 seconds behind him or whatever it is, come out and he'll be like 10 seconds, and I'm like, what did he do that I didn't do? He's all around full package.
I had no damage. 15 point, or
Man.
no, it was a 14. Yeah, 15.3, I think. Pit stop.
Now, do you think
Still
maybe
told me
that
4 seconds.
it matters on the car that you drive? I mean, does it matter if you're on a custom or a default or what team you're racing for?
I don't know. You wouldn't think 4 seconds would be.
Well, no, not the whole 4 seconds, but I mean, if he catches you, you know, I don't know, a couple car lengths going in, that'll cost you a second on the track, and if the pit crew's maybe a second and a half second too faster, you know, you're still on pit lane as he's already gaining speed. I mean, do you think maybe a second or two could be?
I've had a 16.9 pit stop, and I said that was a 15.3. I thought it was a pit stop.
My best pit stops always happen when I'm in a public lobby. I'll turn a 14.8, but in a race when I need it the most, I get that 16.8, 16.9.
Right.
Well, that's the weird thing is that I mean, it's cool that it does that the pit stops do fluctuate, but not knowing where
I
you're gonna be
noticed, well, if you get on pit road speed just kind of right, sometimes you'll get a low pit stop. You know how, like, when black flags are off, yellow flags are off, you go through pit road full speed. If you notice, every time you'll have a 16-second pit stop. But I've noticed if I can get down real, you know, under speed and get under 45, then that's when I get the 14-second stops.
I can
It's
honestly say
weird.
I have not noticed that.
Yeah, check it out next time you actually pit with no flags on, and 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a 16-second stop. It's weird.
That is cool. That's nice to actually know. That's something I'm going to start to pay a little bit more attention to. I'm not sure what we're going to do, guys. A lot of these guys looks like they're kind of heated. We might not get some interviews tonight, so I would like to thank the couple guests that we did have stopped by, Gina and Michael, and Woodruff. I appreciate you guys, Robbie Vids, taking a minute, stopping here with us, and give us your guys' opinion on tonight. And congratulations on some, well, I mean, you got, what, 2 top 3 finishes, Woodruff?
Yeah, third, yeah.
Yeah, he's
so
looking
it was a
good,
night
man.
for you, buddy.
Congratulations.
I can't wait till
two
Saturday,
podiums and
would
2
you?
fun tracks.
It looks like
Yeah.
you're putting in the work, man.
Wait until next
proud of
week.
you both.
I hate road courses.
Well, see, that's what I was saying. If I can get through this week, next week I think I'll be all right with the road. But it's gonna be hard, man. With them guys that got the playoff points, it's gonna be tough. But
Yeah,
we're
both
gonna,
of us are behind.
yeah,
Trying to get
we
all
gotta,
my whole team in here Saturday for the Daytona race. So
Well, if you want to go do some extra road courses, man, just let me know. I'll go and help you practice, and we'll get in some extra laps for you, buddy.
I was just going to say the same thing, Woodruff. If you need any practice, I don't call myself a road course specialist by any means, but I do prefer them. I like them, and I'm pretty proficient. So if you'd like any help or just a couple cars to pull away from, let me know. I'll be more than happy to race with you. I know I haven't got to race with you too much, even in fun races and stuff, Woodruff, but the few times we've always had some good racing. You're a good, clean guy. Congratulations, and if you want some help, I'll be more than happy to just even join a lobby to have one so you can get one going so you can get some practice in.
yeah, I got a friend down here. Looks like we're not friends.
It's all right.
How dare you guys?
You got something against you got something against puddings, Woodruff? Is that what it is? Are you racist against puddings? I'm just kidding.
The pink pud?
No. I don't know what everybody keeps talking about that. I don't know what that means anymore.
yeah.
Congratulations, man. 2 tricky tracks, 2 fun tracks, and you're 2 podiums for you tonight. So congratulations. Great points tonight for you. And like I said, if you need any help, I look forward to participating with you in your future, sir.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Good job, buddy.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely a great job, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night, guys.
All right, you too, buddy.
I'll be honest, guys. In the
who
Xfinity
this is.
series, he has been on fire, just like Jake has. He don't get the attention that Jake has, but that man's been putting in some work. On Saturday night, don't be surprised if he's up there on Saturday when we do Xfinity again. Guys that are tuning in tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, we're going to have developmental going on. You'll probably see a 30-man field. We got some guys that are esports drivers just mixed in to show us what we got from really brand new beginners. So normally developmental night is actually one of our funner nights of the week. So tune in tomorrow night at 7. So I believe they're going to Watkins Glen in the trucks, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was
I
Kentucky.
think I might have to step out of the booth for that one.
I think it's Kentucky, guys.
Oh, yes, it is Kentucky, sorry.
Okay, never mind. I'll be in the booth.
I'll be in race reporting.
I'll either be in the booth or out there scouting. It's usually how we do it, because I like to just be able to tell the captain and say, this guy, if there is, you know, if it is causing problems, or this guy right here that y'all ain't never seen race is kicking butt, didn't cause no issues. You know, just to give Robbie or Trey, the guys that are still building their teams, a heads up, you know. So.
Again, if anybody's out there who's listening, I know that I'm not necessarily forced to schedule to be in the booth. I'll be more than happy to do that for the development race. And guys, I know for a fact we got some guys that I know I've recommended who've approached me personally that I had to get in touch with our admins about because they were interested in Giggity. We wish them luck tomorrow night in their first development race. Weedman and Dale Fan, good luck to you guys. Thanks for joining in tonight. But let's see what you guys got. Like I said, this is one of the top elite leagues in Heat 4. You want to prove what you got? Come on, get a hold of Roofer, get a hold of Arch, get a hold of myself. We can get you in with the right people. Start off in the truck, and we'll put you in the right direction. And come see what you got. And then with all the captains out there, like Reaper does, he scouts too. Guys, we can put you We can
And I'll
put
tell
you in
you
with
what I'm
some
looking
fast
for, guys,
company.
and what the other captains are looking for. They're looking for someone that's not just fast. It's all about how you make. Even if you're slow and you're consistent, I guarantee you're going to get a ride over a guy that's fast and beating his way and not really being nice about it. Nobody's going to want the guy on the team, so don't be intimidated. Thinking, "Oh, man, I'm not fast enough to join
That was my
Giggity or
case,
whatever."
Roofer.
Right?
I was
Don't
super intimidated till you and Etho approached me. So
Right, no, don't be intimidated at all, because we can teach speed. Speed is teachable.
Y'all, we're
Having
gonna blue
common sense
screen
on the
real quick.
racetrack is.
I need an invite for Boomer. Actually, I'm just gonna make it public.
had my opportunity to drive for Giggity and DSR. Thank you guys for your opportunity. Robbie and K-Taddy gave me my opportunity. Robbie kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And like you just said, for about 2 months, I said, I'm not fast enough. I'm not fast enough. Got the opportunity to commentate. And then one night during the All-Star break, K-Taddy said, I'm voluntold. He voluntold me is what I called it. He's like, you're racing tonight. And one decent race there, and Edo Roofer reached out to me within a day or two, so I appreciate that. But thank you to Robbie, thank you to Taddy, thank you to Noko, RKM, Trey, Robbie. I don't want to leave anybody else out there. RKM, RJ Smitty, everybody who helps make this league run so smooth. I love being in the booth with you guys. Sometimes people don't like it when I'm up here. Some people love it when we're all together. And man, I can't wait to be back here again. And like I said, if anybody needs a broadcaster for tomorrow for the development race, I'll be more than happy to help. But man, tonight, Pocono, Daytona, 2 great races, Arch and Roofer.
Yep, and you guys remember Ed's GoFundMe? We raised like $100 in littles in under 24 hours, and he's only really like $900 away from being able to get this kidney transplant.
And what we were talking about last night, Roofer, we've got over 100 drivers.
Right.
$5 a piece.
Right. I mean,
that's
it's what you would pay
$1,000.
for
That's what we do.
I would even, if you private message me, I got a setup for every track and a qualifying setup that I would give people if they donated $25 to ever to go find me, and you show me that you did. I would give you a cup setup for every track.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
Besides Gateway, my Gateway is not where I wouldn't even give it to you. I'll give it to you, but it needs work. But every other track so far, 105 speed rating. That's MP Roofer, lowercase MP, uppercase Roofer, for anybody that wants the information on that link.
Again, guys, we're starting to bring this broadcast to an end. I'm going to let Roofer and Arch take us out. Please don't forget to either like, share, or donate to our buddy A-Trout and Edtho out there. I don't want to keep reiterating. We did push for our good friends, but let's not forget about them tonight. Anything anybody can do, even a share. We keep saying a share is
just as much as $1, man. If you don't have a share, just by me sharing at 1,500, as much as I could. I've seen other leagues, and I'm not going to give out any names or anything, but I've seen, like I said, that's how we've already raised 105 from all race car guys in this NASCAR Heat community. So
just $10 can go a long way for anybody, Rupert.
Yes. Yes, you're talking about a wife that, he's only 36, a wife that, he can save from being a widow, and a son, to, not losing their father. So,
and he's my age. I'm a year older than him, so I can only imagine what it's like for him.
Yeah.
Definitely, for sure. Hey, can you guys go ahead and send that invite to Boomer again?
Yep, I'll send one more to him. But... Guys,
my mic's gonna die again. I'm gonna go ahead and jump off, but I'll let you guys get them. Great job tonight. I'm sorry about the mic issues.
Oh no, you're fine, buddy. We appreciate you coming in and helping out as much as you
could. Always great. Yeah, always great to have you up here, man.
Right. Good job, Boomhauer. Before my mic does die here, I wanted to tell you, buddy, good job.
There we go. Boomhauer's in the room, so if you got 3 more seconds on your mic, we can let you tell him personally.
No, there he is. Hey, buddy, good job tonight, man. I know Daytona some stuff you really wanted to win that race, but you won stage 1 and was right there stage 2. I want to tell you, you did good, bud.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'll let you do whatever you got to do. I heard at the last second the mic was dying, so I ain't gonna hold you up too long.
Nah,
Yeah.
I just wanted to, before it dies, to tell you. It just gave me the warning.
Thank you very
man,
much.
Great job, bud.
But no, I just wanted to say congratulations to G9. I actually drafted him at the start of the season whenever I was the captain of the Brotherhood. So I want to give him a shout out. It's 2 Daytona wins he's got this year, but also to let everybody that was watching know this is not over. Saturday, whenever we run the sliders, I will be back, and it will be a different outcome. I can promise you that.
Hey, to my Keystone Cowboy buddy out there, I have one word. Maybe it's not a word, but I have one sound for you, buddy.
Oh, I couldn't hear that. Were you trying to do this?
There you go, sir.
Okay.
You put on one heck of a show.
I tried, man.
You had a lot of support out there.
I had a fast car, man. Like I said, I just threw my Daytona, my cup setup in it. You know, I changed the gears, you know, a little bit because I know that there's not enough, you know, as much horsepower in the Xfinity car, so I changed up just a tad bit. But that slingshot, if it wasn't for Dark Knight and Tommy and everything at the end of stage 1, there was no way I'd have got that slingshot done at the last second like that. Stage 2, I mean, I basically, because I started on the front, I was just able to hold that bottom, and they couldn't get a line going back there together. So that's why I got stage 2. And honestly, I don't blame Trey for the whole incident, getting, you know, spun out on the pit road. It was really nobody's fault. I mean, he was running the low line, trying to hold draft as long as he could. And the moment, you know how this game is, the moment you touch that brake, the car goes right. And it just went right just a little bit too much. But I just wanted to say, you know, I wish I could have got it. You know, I was that close. I was like 4 laps away. But that's how it turns out. But just like I said, I'll be coming back Saturday, and it's going to be a different outcome. I ain't going to let it slip through my hands again that time.
Well, you definitely got
Your
the
name was brought up.
determination.
Go ahead, Arch.
Oh, I was just going to say, he's definitely got the determination and drive heading into this next race and the motivation. You know your car is going to run good. You know what to expect. You know how to drive, man. You're a damn good driver. So best of luck to you when you come back out here on Saturday, buddy.
Everything that Archangel has done for the broadcast, again, he helped me out tonight. We do a little bit of a pre-race. Your name was brought up tonight a couple times, Boomhauer.
Yes,
so, yes, sir. No offense. I'm only going to say this to you because you're one of my good buddies. But you proved that Toyota power can win a stage, but maybe that Chevy power can get you that Chevy power can get you to the front next time.
No,
I'm just kidding. I can only say because
2 Toyotas took each other out. That's what it was.
I'm only telling you that because Boom, you and I are good friends. Like I said,
well, like
especially
I said,
more in the booth.
we had a great game plan.
You're my Keystone Cowboy, homie.
We had a great game plan. Me and Tommy were running 1 and 2 right there. We was able to get around Jay Wood and Gamer at the, you know, right before, you know, all that happened. And like I said, I mean, we both were going to take just right side tires only, just a splash of fuel, just enough to get us to the end. Because, I mean, there wasn't no sense in taking 4 tires, but, you know, just, it wasn't in the cards tonight. I had a great car. Like I said, congratulations to G9. I'm happy for him. You know, it's 2 Daytona races, like I said. You know, being former captain of that team, I'm glad to see that, you know, they're striving and they're making progress and they're putting on a heck of a show over there. But, you know, I just wish it could have been a little bit different outcome.
You're always one of my emotional picks, like Robbie is. I'm friends with everybody out there in Giggity Land, and I appreciate that. I have made, you know, good friends with quite a few of you guys, but you are one of my emotional picks sometimes. I know you've been struggling a little bit lately, and tonight you said, hey, I'm off that struggle bus. I'm here to win, and like you said, the next race, we look forward to seeing you up there, good buddy.
Well, I want to... and I'm not trying to take up too much of y'all's time. I know y'all got lives to live too, but
No,
I mean, it's only 9:15. I got nothing but time on my hand.
The main reason I was striving so hard tonight, I'm not sure if y'all paid attention to the start of my personal broadcast, but Tuesday morning, I had a good buddy of mine pass away. He was a former co-worker. whenever I first moved to Tennessee and got out here and started working where I'm at now, he was one of the first ones to really take me in and actually become a friend other than just a coworker. Our love of, classic rock and roll, listening to Kansas, Boston, Foreigner, I mean, everything all the time at work, football.
OSU
We're
football, right?
big football fans. Well, see, he was an Eagles fan and I was a Patriots fan, so Super Bowl 52 was, we made a bet that whoever lost, the other person would have to wear their team's ball cap because he had an Eagles hat and I got my Patriots hat. Well, I shared a picture on Facebook yesterday when I got the news of me taking a picture in his Eagles hat. But, also, our love of Star Wars, we could literally sit there and talk 3, 4, 5 hours at a time just about Star Wars and nothing else.
Drove good you did tonight.
Yes, but, so, I mean, that really was a little bit of that, that fire inside, other than the fact that it is Daytona, it is custom setups, it's a different, ball game whenever you're talking customs.
Yep.
That separates, everybody a little bit.
How hard did you work on your setup? How long do you have invested in your setup? We talked
well,
to
like I said, that was my cup setup, and I've been running that setup, tweaking on it, working on it, because I jump in, public lobbies, custom Daytona all the time, just to see what mine's doing compared to everybody else's. So, I mean, I've literally put hours on end, days at a time, for, I'd say quite a while now, trying to get that thing tuned just right. And I didn't have my Xfinity, I didn't have an Xfinity set up, so I was like, you know what, let me throw it in there. I threw it in there, like I said, I changed the gears a little bit, I think I changed the weight up a little bit too, because I know they're not as heavy as the Cup cars either, so I knew that might have factored in a little bit. And
you throw
the
a bunch of empty keystones in there for the weight?
No, not really, not that many tonight, but I messed with the cambers a little bit, because it's not as much to turn these as it is them heavy damn Cup cars. Pardon my French, the heavy Cup cars. So I made a few tweaks before the race and everything, and the qualifying, I didn't start as well as I wanted to. I think Patch on the qualifying lap, I think lap 2 of it or something like that, him and somebody else got together coming out of one of the corners when I was on his bumper. He got pushed high, bounced off the wall, and I went to go low to avoid him, and just the ricochet off the wall. He caught me, I spun, so I didn't exactly have the starting position that I was hoping for. But then again, all that draft in front of me, I was able to use that to get to the front when I needed to. So I mean, it kind of played out, okay, I guess, pretty decent, some would say, to get the stage win. But I mean, I definitely put the timing. I couldn't get one of the gears right. I could not get right. I don't know what I was doing wrong. So I did have a little bit of help with one of the gears. It just wasn't working right. So thank you. You know who you are. Not going to mention any names, but appreciate it.
Hey, I don't know if you know this fact, though. During qualifying, though, Giggity Racing took over not only the top 10 daily fastest, but the top 10 weekly fastest.
Wow.
In one qualifying.
That's this league, man.
The whole qualifying order.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not know that, but like I said, that's just this league in general, man. It doesn't matter if it's developmental, trucks, Xfinity, Cup, whether it's presets or customs. There is at least 4 or 5 or more people on those daily leaderboards every night that we race, and that just shows the grit and the grind and the strive of this league. And everybody, I'm pretty sure if the people reading, or not reading but listening and watching the broadcast, if they seen our chats, they would think we hated each other's guts.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But that's not how it is. A lot of our conversations just come in the heat of the moment, but we're one big happy family. I'm pretty sure that everybody's come to realize that, especially over the last couple of weeks. I don't know what it is, but the last couple of weeks there's been a lot of people going through a lot of crap.
Yeah, there definitely has
with
been.
family members, plus themselves. Everything with Justin Flo. His grandfather passing, or was it his father? I can't remember. I'm an asshole. I apologize again for my language, but I am. Everything with Trout. I know Edtho's going through about to go through trying to get money for a kidney transplant. Little man's about to have, heart. I mean, just everything that's going on with everybody. The way that we come together as a group, as a family. We love each other to death.
You said it, family.
And
It's not a lifestyle. It's not a video game. It's a family.
it is. We are family. We are brothers on end, and it's just every night I get to jump on here and race with y'all. It's a thrill.
Well,
I'm
that's what
still
Real quick,
here.
Boomer, I don't
If
mean to
ever-
cut you short. I know we got to get this broadcast
Go ahead,
all
man.
to an end. No, are you going to be on real quick?
Yes,
you
I
going to
am.
stay on for a second? All right, I'll be more than happy to talk with you, join you here in just a second. And something you touched on, again, I was so negative about jumping in because I didn't think I was fast enough, but racing with
As
you
long
guys,
as it's
you
road
said earlier,
courses, you'll be all right.
but
as long as
even
you can save gas.
yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Saving gas. That burnt me at my favorite track the other night. But guys, even I've got faster just racing with you. Boom, you've helped me. Kate Taddy's helped me. Noko's helped me. Robbie's helped me. Arch has helped me. Little Man has helped me. I mean, I can keep going on. Wicked Gatekeeper. I mean, there are so many people who have helped me get fast. And so thank you to that. But Arch,
Absolutely.
no offense, Boom. I'll join you here in just a second. I'm going to let Arch take us to the end here. Stay online, and I'll talk with you here. And I haven't got to talk to you for since after the new year. But Arch, take us out real quick, buddy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we saw 2 exciting races here today, we saw some great finishes. Jake winning the first race, and having G9 Gamer Michael come up and steal this second race to get his 3rd win of the season was really nice to see. Some good consistent finishes out of some drivers, and like these guys said, brothers and sisters, man, we fight. We tear up these chats, we argue, we go at each other, man, but we always got each other's back at the end of the day. So it's really nice to see some good, clean racing, having some fun, and we can't wait to bring you guys the next broadcast, man. So for all of us at Giggity, we appreciate your love and support, and we will talk to you guys again tomorrow.
All right, you all be safe.